Welcome students again into the 12th Science Chemistry class. From the last few lectures, we are learning the chapter number 1, that is the solid states. And in that, we already learned about that of the crystal lattice, that is what is the space lattice, and how the cubic systems have the 3 types of unit cells, that are the simple unit cell or primitive unit cell, again body centered unit cell and face centered unit cell. Now these particles in the crystal lattice are treated as that of the spheres, that is hard spheres. We know the hard spheres of any metal, and when these hard spheres are in contact or touch with each other, then there is formation of close packed structures of these spheres. Due to the closeness of the spheres, there is maximum attraction between them. That means closeness of the spheres maximize the attraction between them, and these spheres when touch with each other in one dimensional or in two dimensional or in three dimensional structures, then the value or magnitude of the spheres which are in contact or in touch with any given sphere is called its coordination number. That means how many spheres touches the given sphere, that number of that spheres which the neighboring spheres which touches the given sphere is called its coordination number. And obviously, as the magnitude or value of the coordination number is greater or higher or larger, that means that closely packed structure is more compact. And hence today we have to learn what is coordination number and how the spheres are we can arrange in one dimensional, in two dimensional structure or in three dimensional structure. But before learning the three dimensional close packed structure, we have to first look at the one dimensional and two dimensional close packed structures. So students, packing of particles in crystal lattice we have to learn today. How there is the packing of the spheres or particles. Now spheres are, that is particles are treated as that of the hard spheres. So packing of particle in crystal lattice we have to study today. When the constituent particles means the particles of any given crystal. So when the constituent particles of crystalline solid are closely packed, they touch each other. When the particles of the crystalline solids are closely packed, they touch with each other. The particles are treated as the hard spheres. In this topic, we consider the particles as the hard spheres. The closeness of these particles maximize the interparticle attraction. The closeness of the particles maximize the interparticle attraction. Now, the definition of coordination number, in short it is called as the CN, coordination number. The number of neighboring spheres. How many neighboring spheres are there? So the number of neighboring spheres that touch any given sphere is called its coordination number. For example, see here, I draw this arrangement of the spheres in a one row, in one dimensional. I draw these spheres in the one dimensional arrangement. So, what will be the coordination number of any given sphere in the one dimensional arrangement of the spheres? Suppose this is our given sphere. Suppose now this is our given sphere. So, how many sphere touches to this given sphere? Only two neighboring spheres are there which touches the given sphere. So, the coordination number is 2 in this case. When the spheres are arranged in a one row, in one dimensional close packed structure, then the coordination number of that close packed structure, one dimensional close packed structure is 2, because only two spheres touches the given sphere. So, the number of neighboring spheres that touch any given sphere is called its coordination number. Remember that the number of the neighboring spheres which touch any given sphere is called its coordination number. Now, magnitude or value, that is number. The magnitude value of coordination number is the measure of compactness. Measure of compactness means that determines the compactness, that is the coordination number, or the magnitude or value of the coordination number determines the compactness of spheres, or it measures the compactness of the spheres in the given close packed. More the coordination number, then more closely that structure is packed. So, the larger the coordination number, that is more or larger the coordination number, the closer the spheres to each other. That means the spheres are more closer to each other if the coordination number is large or more. That means the spheres are more closer to each other. That is, they are more closely packed. That spheres are more closely packed. Now we have to learn the close packed structures. Now before learning the three-dimensional close packed structure, we have to look at one dimension and two-dimensional close packed structure. So the three-dimensional close packed structure can be understood conveniently by looking at the close packing in one and two dimensions. So let us learn the one dimension and two dimensional close packing. One dimension means the spheres are arranged only in a one row only, and in two dimensions the spheres are arranged in more than one rows, only in a single layer. So let us learn first the close packing in one dimension. Now in this figure, it is the close packing of spheres in one dimension. So a close packed one dimensional structure results or obtain, the one dimensional close packed structure results or obtained by arranging the spheres to touch each other in a row, and the coordination number of the given sphere in one dimensional close packed structure is 2, because only two spheres, neighboring sphere, touches the given sphere. So in one dimensional or close packed one dimensional structure can be result or obtained by arranging the spheres in a row to touch each other, or by arranging the spheres to touch each other in a row. Now let us learn the two-dimensional close packing structure or close packing in 2 dimension, and then we will learn the close packing in 3 dimension and how the coordination number changes than that of the 1 dimensional, 2 dimension and 3 dimension structure. Now pay attention students again on a blackboard. Now the second type of close packing is the 2-dimensional close packing. The first one is the 1-dimensional and third is the 3-dimensional. Now close packing in 2 dimensions. There are 2 types of close packing in 2 dimensions. That are the if the rows or the rows of spheres which is in 1 dimension is exactly aligned horizontally and vertically, then the square close packing will be developed. And if we arrange the 1-dimensional rows of the spheres in the depression of the first row, the second row is placed in the depression of the first row, then the hexagonal close packing will be formed. Let us learn how it is. A close packed 2-dimensional or planar structure, 2-dimensional means planar structure, obtain or result by stocking the rows together such that they are in contact with each other. That means the rows are in contact with each other. Then we obtain the planar or the 2-dimensional close packing structure. There are 2 ways or types to obtain such close packing in 2 dimensions. The first one is the square close packing. Why it is called as the square close packing we will learn now. When 1-dimensional rows of close packed spheres are stocked or arranged over each other such that the spheres align. The spheres must be aligned vertically and horizontally as shown in this figure. Now see, these are the 1-dimensional rows. They are arranged over each other or stocked over each other. The rows are stocked over each other such that the spheres are aligned in, that is horizontally and vertically. Then such type of close packing is called as the square close packing. When 1-dimensional rows of the close packed spheres are stocked over each other such that the spheres align vertically and horizontally, then such type of close packing is called as the, such type of 2-dimensional close packing is called as the square close packing. Now why it is called as square close? Because if we join the center of the neighboring spheres of the any given sphere. Now suppose this is our given sphere and this given sphere touches how many neighboring spheres here? Now see here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So any given sphere touches the 4 neighboring spheres, and if we join the centers of the neighboring spheres, we obtain a square. See here. And therefore, this 2-dimensional close packing is called as the square close packing. That is why it is called as the square close packing. Let us see. If the first row is labeled as A type, suppose this is the A type of the row, being exactly same as first row, exactly same as the first row, the second row is also labeled as A type because they are the similar rows which are horizontally and vertically aligned. And therefore, if the first row is we called as the A type, the second one is also A type, the third one is also A type, and so on. Hence, therefore, this arrangement is called A type of arrangement, two-dimensional arrangement. A type of two-dimensional arrangement. This arrangement is called as the A type of two-dimensional arrangement because all the rows are similar as that of the first row. And the coordination number in this arrangement is 4. Now see, 4 spheres touches this given sphere. So the coordination number in two-dimensional square close packing is 4. The square is obtained by joining the centers of the neighboring 4 spheres which touch the given sphere. If we join the centers of the neighboring 4 spheres which touch any given sphere, then a square is obtained as shown in this figure. And therefore, so the two-dimensional close packing is called this two-dimensional. Therefore, this two-dimensional square or this two-dimensional close packing is called as the square close packing because if we join the centers of the neighboring spheres of any given sphere, there we obtain a square. And so it is called as the square close packing in two dimension. Thus, free spaces or voids. Now see this. These are the voids or free spaces. Now this is the void or free space. Now this is one. There are again these such free spaces are there. They are also somewhat square. Their shape is also square. So the free spaces voids in this arrangement are square in shape. That is in the square close packing. The voids are also or the free spaces are also in a square shape. Now let us learn the second two-dimensional close packing, that is the hexagonal close packing, and why it is called as the hexagonal close packing. Let us learn. Now let us learn the second type of two-dimensional close packing, that is the hexagonal close packing. If the second row is arranged in such a way that its spheres fit in the depression of the first row. Now let us see this figure. Now this is the first row of A type and the second row is arranged in such a way that the spheres are fit in the depressions of the first row. Then such type of staggered arrangement is obtained or result as shown in the figure. The third row is again of the A type and the fourth row is again of the B type and the fifth row will be of A type, the sixth row will be of B type. Therefore, this arrangement is also called as the AB type of arrangement. Now, it is the hexagonal close packing. Why? Because if any given sphere, if we take any given sphere, or this is the any given sphere. Now, we are seeing here that this sphere is touches with the 6 other neighboring spheres. Therefore, the coordination number is 6 in the hexagonal close packing structure. And if we join the centers of these neighboring spheres of the given sphere we obtain a regular hexagon. That is why this close packing is called as the hexagonal close packing. Now this is the more efficient close packing than that of the square close packing. Because in square close packing, the coordination number is 4. But in hexagonal close packing, the coordination number is 6, which is larger. And therefore, this is more efficient close packing. Again, in the square planar or square close packing, which we learned, in that the voids or the free spaces are in a square shape. But here if we see these free spaces here, this is the free space, again this is also the free space, so many here, this is free space. Now the shape of the free spaces in this hexagonal close packing is triangular in shape, and in square planar packing the shape of the voids are square. So the spaces are also less than the square packing closed structure, and therefore this is more efficient packing, that is the hexagonal close packing. If the second row is arranged in such a way that the spheres fit in the depression of the first row, then what happens? If the first row that is the second row is arranged in such a way that if spheres fit in the depression of the first row, a stagger arrangement is obtained or result. If the first row is called of A type, then the second row is being different, which is called as the B type. Again the third row is same as that of the A type, and the fourth row will be of the B type. Hence this arrangement is called as the AB type of arrangement. Each given sphere touches 6 neighboring spheres, so the coordination number is 6 in the hexagonal close packing. A regular hexagon is obtained by joining the centers of these 6 spheres, that is the neighboring 6 spheres. Hence this arrangement is called as the hexagonal close packing in 2 dimensions. This is more efficient packing than the square close packing because the coordination number is larger or more than the square close packing. And the free spaces voids are also less, that is triangular in shape. Again these voids are of 2 types. The triangular voids are of 2 types. How they are of 2 types? In one type the apex of the triangular void pointed upward, and in the second type the apex of the triangular voids pointed downward. Therefore there are the 2 types of triangular voids. The apex of the triangular voids alternate. In the alternate rows points upwards and downwards. Now this is the hexagonal close packing, which is the more efficient close packing. Now this is about the 2-dimensional as well as 1-dimensional close packing. We will learn the 3-dimensional close packing in the next lecture. Now if student you understand very well this video, this topic, that is the arrangement of the spheres or particles in 1-dimensional and 2-dimensional close packing, then you like, share and subscribe this video, and also tell the other students of the 12th science to like, subscribe and watch this video, as they also get benefit, advantages of this topic, so that they can solve the entrance examination MCQ types of question as well as board examination question more conveniently. So thank you for watching this video. We'll meet again tomorrow.